Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for joining me tonight. So this is my first night video, if you will. There will be more, again, weather pending, so we shall see. Other than that, let's jump right into it. So today's video, we're going to talk about space debris that's falling from space. Now, it seems to be somewhat of a concern because a lot of the media sources are reporting it. Normally, space junk or debris just burns up in the atmosphere. This particular piece of space junk, if you will, is part of a Chinese rocket called part of the Long March 5B rocket that was shot into space about 2 weeks ago. The rocket was on a mission to put up the first, I guess, unit of the Chinese space station that they're building in orbit. So once the piece of the rocket detached from the main rocket, if you will, this piece was supposed to actually enter back into Earth and splash down in the Atlantic Ocean. Except for now, that didn't happen, and now it's in an uncontrollable orbit, which means it's out of control. They don't know where it's going to land or where it's going to hit. The Chinese had this same thing happen last year around this time, or maybe it was last March, sorry. They had the same thing happen, and again, another part of the space station was shot into space, and they were it was supposed to come back down and land in the Atlantic Ocean, except for it didn't happen. Actually, it did happen, but they were unsure where it was going to land, and it actually splashed down off the coast of Africa. I think the Ivory Coast, if I'm not mistaken. So with that, guys, this is twice. So apparently the Chinese are not giving a fuck. Again, we saw what they did with the pandemic. Now we're seeing what they're doing with their rockets. It's almost as if they're like, fuck it, if it crashes in the United States or some other part of the world, we don't care. Because you think they would have learned from the first one, and instead they have it happen again. So the object, which is a core stage portion of their rocket, weighs 21 tons. So one scientist is saying a lot of it's going to burn up in the atmosphere, except for a lot of rocket parts don't burn up in the atmosphere, sorry. And so some pieces do, some pieces don't. This particular piece might not, or actually not that it might not, it won't. Now, one scientist were warning where it might go down, which they said New York, Beijing, and Madrid. Those are the three places that they're looking at very closely right now. I don't think that, it's going to hit land, but this scientist, plural, there were a couple of them, are worried about it hitting in one of these three places. They are also worried about it crashing into Chile and or Wellington, New Zealand. So, I mean, listen, Wellington, New Zealand is pretty accurate, if you will. Instead of just saying New Zealand as a whole, Wellington, that's pretty accurate. So I think they know where this is going to land. They're just telling us, I don't know, for scare tactics, maybe that's what's going on. Because if you can tell me where New Zealand's going to crash, but you don't know where else it's going to crash in New York, Beijing, or Madrid, or Chile for that matter, but you know exactly where in New Zealand. But anyway, guys, with that, is this scare tactic? I don't know. Is this a warning? It could be. I don't think it's going to hit land. I said that before. I'm going to say it again. I do not think it's going to hit land. And even if it does, it's going to cause minimal damage. Now, obviously, something that big falling out of the sky is going to cause a lot of damage, but minimal damage in comparison to a asteroid or small asteroid hitting us. That's what I mean by minimal damage, right? So again, this is nothing to be scared of, but this is a good heads up. Also, if it enters the atmosphere at night, depends on what part of the world you're in, we could possibly see it coming into the Earth's atmosphere, which might make for a nice light show, depending on where you live, hoping it doesn't hit you. So this is one of the largest man-made pieces coming back into the atmosphere. Again, back in 1979, Skylab had entered the atmosphere, it crashed, I think, down in the Atlantic Ocean, and also the space station from Russia, known as Soyuz, or the Soyuz 7 rather, also came crashing back down into the atmosphere. That was back in '84, I think. Now, guys, this is just a heads-up video. That's all it is. It's, again, to pay attention to what's going on. Like I said, I don't think this debris is going to hit us. Again, we are more water than land, right? Planet Earth is. So we should be fine. But again, it's just a heads up. Either A, it'll be a great light show if you're in that part of the world where you can see it, or B, you might be next to the shit out of luck bus, if you will, if this thing hits you, if it hits your neighborhood or your area. Now, obviously, if it hits out in the middle of the woods somewhere, it'll probably cause a massive forest fire. Or if it lands in, let's say, Siberia somewhere, all right, so the fuck be it. They'll send a crew out there, they'll clean it up, it'll be done with that. Nothing really lives out in Siberia to begin with anyway. If it crashed into the North or South Pole, again, who cares? Because there's nothing really out there other than some animal life, right? So you would rather almost hit out there if it's going to hit land, but I think for the most part it's going to hit water. That's all. That's where I'm going with right now. I'm not going to sit here and be like, holy shit, you guys got to get ready, get to your bunker, get your food preps. No. It's going to cause minimal damage even if it does hit land. Even if it hits New York City, it's going to cause minimal damage. So it should be okay. All right, guys, so this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Telegram. And as the Angry Truth channel, you can follow me on Instagram and Telegram. You can also head over to the Angry Truth channel, like and subscribe to that. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching.